What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique, aka Unique Mazique. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I am the hardest working man in sports and gaming. And if I did not ever know it, I know it today. Today has been a day. I'm trying to tell you every single thing I cover on the face of the earth, just about, had a bunch of news to it, and I'm still technically not done. It's been gangster. I'm trying to tell you, it's been gangster. I'm telling you, WWE 2K always got something to talk about. NBA 2K22 had a trailer drop today, and we're gonna talk about that. And I got some venting to talk about with that whole thing, but it's just a lot, you know. It's a lot. Just a lot going on, right? Madden got a whole new mode coming out tomorrow. MLB The Show don't really have nothing new. I just work in a way to talk about it because I enjoy playing it so much, and hopefully some people watching this are also enjoying playing it. So, it is what it is. But I'm going to probably not be in the chat a bunch tonight because, like I said, it's been a pretty busy day. I got literally 12 topics to hit. So I want to make sure that I kind of be a little expedient in that whole thing. But I do want to acknowledge everybody, especially anybody who's been in here waiting. Animals, what's good? Appreciate you, man. Ayo. Hey, what up? Immortal Glory Games, David Haight, Dre Watson, all y'all. Appreciate you for coming through, for hanging out with your boy. It's mad appreciated. So let's jump into the first topic and the first thing we're going to talk about today, which is this NBA 2K22 trailer. Now, I posted it already on Operation Sports. So if anybody doesn't know, I actually kind of run the YouTube channel there for Operation Sports. So I posted a little bit earlier today. There's also a really dope video that someone, Chase Bacati from Operation Sports, posted something today talking about how much the NBA 2K22, there's a specific aspect of the defense that needs to be addressed. So I'm going to talk about that later. But if you get a chance to watch that video, definitely do that too. Living Legend, what's good? Baton Rouge, wait. Oh, man. I hope everything's cool down there for you, man. I hope everybody's safe. What's going on, Robert C. Ratliff Jr.? Appreciate you, man. All right, so let's first thing I want to do. Trey Johnson tripping over here. He says the NBA 2K21 trailer. It's the 2K22 trailer. Don't dismiss all them people work like that, like they ain't did nothing, like they've been sitting up over there playing. Don't do that. So let's watch this trailer. Of course, I've seen it a few times already, and but I haven't like gone through it like to stop it and that sort of thing. We don't want to do that. I just want to actually, y'all don't need to see me, and you actually don't probably need to see the ladies modeling the bras either. So let's see if we can change that. Let's do that. If we do that, we might not even be able to do that. They don't want us to be great. They don't want us to be great. It's all a plot to get us to not be great. That's all. Oh, but you know what? I think we can't do that. We just come out of that at the end. All right. So I'm going to stop this here and there. I'm going to actually turn the music down. Y'all don't need to hear the music. I actually had to replace the music when I posted it on Operation Sports because it's Nas's iconic Made You Look track playing over it. And it's really dope. It fits everything pretty nicely, but we didn't want no copyright strike. So we took that right on out. I put up my own track over it, but let's look at it. All right. So we start off. Let me see. What was that? These, they always start off giving you like arena looks so you can kind of see what they've done differently with the environments or whatever. I don't see a whole bunch done here, but some of this stuff, you might have to be a fan of this specific team to know the arena well enough. And maybe there's some stuff I'm missing here. Somebody, if they're a Suns fan or something like that, y'all can tell me if I'm missing something here. But I didn't see any too much there. But we got Devin Booker popping in here. It might be a slightly better render for Devin Booker. I can't really tell. Steph, that's pretty much the same one. I kind of feel like they should have showed braided Steph. I don't know. That's just me. Now, okay, let's go back for a second though, because this is something that I do have a problem with. This right here. Luka Doncic is the cover athlete for the game, and I still don't think his motto is right. Like Luka's a thicker guy than what he's represented in the game, and they still don't quite have that right now. This renders from as far as his face and his head is fantastic this year, but I still don't think the body type is quite right. So that's just me. All right, and we had Zion. Zion's solid, no problem. Oh, I think this might be the best Chris Paul they've ever had. I think his headline might be a little too low, but that's straight nitpicking. I think this might be the best Chris Paul they've had. And then we got Bron. I like how they put the crown on him. Y'all better respect Bron up in here, man. Y'all be hating. Wait a minute, but now I'm looking at this Bron. That looked too thin. I don't know what Bron this is. This is like 2004 Bron or something. He's a little thin. I don't know, but they do show he's rocking number 6, so that's something that you pick up on. We got another Steph shot here. Ja. Oh, I didn't catch this before. The red streak up and in a different hairstyle. Now, you know what, though? I'm going to tell you something. This is one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit, right? You see all of these hairstyles and dope stuff that they have in the game from on certain players. And I know that the head motto is a head in itself. It's not like you just necessarily pop the hair on top of people. But I really think it would be dope if every hairstyle that was in the game that an actual player had, you could put that on your my player or on a creative player for an offline roster. Be dope if you could get that hairstyle to somebody. It's a pretty solid Ja. His face maybe should be a little thinner, but it's a pretty solid Ja. I mean, he should probably be thinner though, because his shoulders and stuff a little big. Ja is not that muscular, so but you know, we got Brody. I still don't think they have a great face for Russell Westbrook. I still don't think it's great. It still doesn't. I don't feel like this is a scan. I feel like this is like the artist's best attempt at this point. I still don't think they have a great Russell Westbrook. This Durant is better. That's definitely not a great K Cunningham, but I almost called him K McNown. See, I got bear trauma from years and years ago. We're trying to go back and get a good look at this. There we go with this KD. The KD is pretty good. Only thing is, I could tell they were really struggling to figure out what to do with KD's hair. But don't worry about it, 2K. Kevin's struggling too. Woo, boy, when I'm talking about before the season start, and Kevin Durant was just letting his hair just be what it is. Oh boy, I said, Kevin, you gonna have to get a lace front or something. You're gonna have to get a 47 piece or some Bantu knots or something. I don't know what's gonna happen, but you can't keep coming out here with like that, man. His hair looked like little animals had been eaten at a small piece of black cornbread, and I'm just like that. This cannot continue. We will not move forward this way. You're the best player in the world, in my opinion, right now. But that ain't it. No, don't do it. But this is still a good Kevin Durant. The K, let's go back and look at the K Cunningham. You know, we always want to look at the rookies. It's not horrible, but this certainly does not look like a scam, which you have to kind of excuse them to a degree because they may not have had an opportunity to scan them yet. This is better than having some sort of generic face in there, which we've seen. I want to say, what was that, 2K14? You know who's really bad at it? One of them lives, I think it was live 13 or 14, made people go like the first month and a half with just some of anybody in there as the different players. I'm talking about Jahlil Okafor was a bald head man that looked like Bokeem Woodbine or something. That's what it was at first. It was not good. So I'm glad that didn't happen here. Kate Cunningham. All right. We got Durant dunking on Westbrook. Oh, Joe Ingles gliding, getting it rejected. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. The trailers are always a very good indication of what you can expect 2K to have concentrated on from a gameplay standpoint. There's a good amount of defense in this trailer. So I think that you're going to see some stuff that really, really kind of hones in on defense once you see the gameplay information rolled out. I'm predicting you're probably seeing that tomorrow, or depending on where you are later today. That would be makes sense considering the trailer just came out today. But we're going to talk about the trailer and when it came out and all that kind of stuff in a second, because I got a little bit of a spiel I want to go through. But that's a swat there by Zion, and he looked at it too. Oh, in and out. Oh my goodness, he shammed him. He shammed him and then slammed it. But Blake Griffin couldn't get over there. Maybe Blake Griffin didn't even try. Russell Westbrook with the jam. Nice. See, I told you oh, look at the shimmy. Fade away. Cade Cunningham. We got to go back and look at this LaMelo. This LaMelo render is so good. It looked like they had it set up at the Ball family home. The whole this is solid. Even like the facial expressions and the whole, like, this looks, you want to talk about like capturing somebody's character and personality and stuff. This just looks like you looking at LaMelo. This is one of the most impressive renders I've seen from 2K in a while. This one's good. And he's driving. Now, I like this. Watch this. Watch this, how they're doing the little superimposing of players that they're kind of comparing them to. I don't know about this comparison that they're going with, but you'll see it here. Oh, you saw the magic? You saw that? Man, my pause finger ain't that good. But look at this. They kind of turn them into magic a little bit here. You got this throughout the trailer. Terry Rozier with the corner three. Look at Kelly Oubre. They got him on the bench though. Like he ain't starting because he got on all his warm-ups. He over there. Ish Smith is over there. Cody Zeller sitting over there. Or at least somebody look like Cody Zeller. But they're showing you here that you have some different sideline animations and things are going to happen during the game. And then one of the twins stood up. Cade Cunningham is featured prominently in this trailer. He just dunked on, I think that is what's my man name? Johnny, what's the center got hurt towards a Achilles or something during the season? Johnny Bryant. Dunked on Johnny Bryant. And there's Spencer Dinwiddie running behind there. So you might have missed that. He's a new member of the Wizards. But Cade Cunningham's doing nasty things. Oh, look at, this Jimmy Butler render still ain't that great. He has got dunked on by Jason Tatum. Oh, I like that animation, though. We like that one. We like it. We got Paul George, playoff P, locking in on Luka Doncic, clapping it up. But look at this crossover animation. Whoop, made you look. And then you got the Dirk Nowitzki look, and we got now this was nice though. Got the little 3-point to the temple. This one was nice, even though I think they might be giving Donovan Mitchell a little bit too much love here. We got the Dwayne Wade, Kobe, got the Mike too. Oh, is it all that? Donovan Mitchell's a heck of a player, but is it all that? I don't know. And then we go to the WNBA side. Got Liz Cambage, we got Candace Parker. Oh, we got some nice moves. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm gonna tell you, I've said this a couple places. I'm gonna talk about this rebound animation, which looks really good. Even though this is kind of, I don't know about this particular capture for the trailer. I'm gonna say it in a second, but I said this last year. Some people might have had a problem with this and might not agree, but in my opinion, the WNBA gameplay in 2K21 was the best gameplay in the whole game. And the reason being is because the scaling back of the overall athleticism of the players literally makes the game play better, because the ladies are not, on average, their models are not the same size as the male models. The spacing on the floor is better, and it literally feels more like basketball than the NBA action. If you have never played a WNBA game on 2K, I encourage you to do it on 2K21. Fire that joint up and play a WNBA game, and I think you will see what I'm talking about. If you are a sim guy or girl, I think you will see what I'm talking about. WNBA actually, to me, had the best gameplay of any of the modes. And I didn't hate the NBA gameplay like maybe some people did, but without a question, I feel like WNBA played a more solid game. Now, let's get to this animation. If you see this where I pauses, I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but we look like we getting clipping here, right? Now, we already know clipping's going to happen in the game. There's nobody's come up with a system yet to eliminate clipping in a sports video game. But I don't think I would have an instance of it in the trailer. See, that was, you can't see it, probably can't see it that good, but Luka's arm is going, who is this that he's going up for this rebound with? I can't even tell who is this he took this board from. I guess it was Embiid, and then he got his shot blocked. That's a two-hand block on a closeout, though. That's actually kind of, oh no, it's a left-hand block on the closeout. That's actually kind of new. Then he careened into the scores table. Now, this is a shot that I didn't catch at first, which is outdated. This shows that this was done a little bit too late because we got Lonzo Ball for the Bulls, but under the basket boxing out, which is totally inaccurate in itself, is Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen doesn't box out. Lauri Markkanen also doesn't play for the Bulls anymore, but that's okay. I'm not holding it. We already know Lauri Markkanen just got traded like Monday. So, like 4 days ago. So it is what it is. We're not tripping, but it's something that I noticed. Trae Young, they got to do something different with Trae Young's hair. There's too much of it. He don't got that much. It's this. He has some going on up top. So we got to know that. He hits the three on the fade out, fading into the crowd. So that's definitely a thing, going into the crowd, going into the sidelines. We also have Carmelo Anthony looking as though he's hopping up on the scores table. I don't think that'll happen at all. I think he'll just stop running or something. Brandon Ingram going for a loose ball. We got a dunk there by Donovan Mitchell. Ooh, look at this dunk cover. He don't want to hit. That's the he don't want to hit dunk, I guess, by John Morant. That was beautiful. That definitely is a new dunk. I haven't seen that one at all in 2K. Different little celebrations and stuff that happened after the dunk. I don't know if Steph's arms are long enough yet. Like, I mean, don't get me tripping. I know he doesn't have like Derrick Jones Jr. wingspan, but I don't know if they long. Like how much longer LaMelo's arms are than he is. Nice different step backs there. Oh my goodness. Ja in the air looked just crazy, don't it? Then we got the little Vince Carter jump up. I don't know why they picked Vince Carter to superimpose with Devin Booker's face. It didn't seem like that was the right match, but maybe they just wanted somebody yelling. Ludi Hachimura's down there. He's got down there with Denny Avdeja, Spencer Dinwiddie, Johnny Bryant, and Bradley Beal with the braids. Luka celebrating with Dwight Powell, whose arm is contorted in a way right here. We see this is what happens when you pause it a lot. Dwight Powell's arm is broken. Dorian Finney-Smith, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Steph, and then we got the ball, the Bower. He bows. So he bows. All right. So we're gonna stop that. So I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a solid trailer. I really did. I thought it was a solid trailer. Definitely some stuff I picked out that I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens with everything. I'm kind of seeing what you guys have been talking about while I was going through that. There are rumors that 2K forces WWE to cut the tie from Ukes. I don't know about 2K forces WWE to cut the tie from Ukes. No, that don't make sense. We're gonna get into some of this stuff, but yeah, Facilier, I appreciate you coming through. Yeah. I'm looking at some of your I'm looking at some of y'all comments here. Oh yeah, living legend. When somebody fall over that Thomas Bryant, I called him Johnny Bryant. My bad. I knew it was Bryant, something like that. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking at what you guys have been saying. But Mook Allen, I love you like a play cousin. But how you gonna say it's the same game and we ain't played it yet? Like I can say yes, definitely graphically, it doesn't look really no different at all. I mean, maybe you got a couple different heads or something, but graphically it's no different, which I really wasn't expecting anything different from a graphic standpoint just yet. But we can't say it's the same game and you ain't played it. How can we say that? I don't understand how we could say that. How could you say it's the same game and you haven't played it? Like you can't say no game is the same as no other game if you haven't played it yet. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I think that's a little hasty and pretty dismissive. How can you tell that the gameplay is the same if you haven't played it? Like that just don't make any sense. Like I don't understand how you could say that. Like I don't understand that. Like you looking at the gameplay and the game obviously is basketball. It's NBA 2K. It's the same players on some of the same teams and the graphics didn't change. But we all know that there's more to a game than that. It might be the same game. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying we can't say it today, not and be valid with it. I mean, we can say anything we want, but it don't mean it has to like make any sense, kind of a thing, you know. I don't know. All right, so let's jump to the next one. We're going to talk a little bit more NBA 2K22, biggest gameplay in area in need of a fix. And like I said, my man Chase did this video. It's on the Operation Sports YouTube channel now. And it's like, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's like he really did a fantastic job with this video, like kind of pointing it out. But he says it, essentially it's pick and roll. And pick and roll defense is definitely the thing. Yes, AO, it is defense overall, but it's pick and roll defense is easily the biggest problem with the game from a defensive standpoint. Pick and roll is the most often run play in the NBA, without a question. And it is run consistently in different facets all over the court. And if you have a game that has broken pick and roll defense, it is going to drastically impact the gameplay experience. Now, there's ways obviously around it where you can still get some enjoyment out of it, but what it does is it forces you to have to do things that you shouldn't have to do. So, and that's with like when you're mostly it's controlling the big man, you got to be Superman and telepathic, and you got to make some really tough choices. And with the way that people can shoot, especially oh my God, we don't even talk about my team because the cards are jacked anyway. And then on top of that, a lot of people can shoot, you know? And so it's just like you can't effectively defend the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? With the way that the game is, the big man literally gets lost after the screen. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where he should. And it does the settings. Oh my God, please. Hard head, none of that stuff. No. The only thing that halfway works is when you blitz the pick and roll, you know, blitz the ball handler off the pick and roll. That's the only thing that halfway works from the setting standpoint. Outside of that, everything else you're pretty much doing manually, switching back and forth and trying to kind of just, you know, out switch the ball handler. But it's really tough if the guy can shoot, if the guy or girl that your guard playing can really shoot, and if they got a character who can really shoot. So, you know, it just is what it is, man. But no, I see Mook and you know, you guys, he said, I'm not trying to hate, man. It's just I've been giving them so much money over the years. I'm not with giving them passes for being lazy. You couldn't even choose your own team online. You know, I you know what? I think this is like one of the things I'm gonna talk about, not today, but I think what happens is, and like as a paying customer, you have your right to say anything you want to say, but there is a certain type of feedback that game developers and producers and publishers listen to. And I'm going to talk about this when we get to WWE. And then there's a certain type that they can't listen to. When you give a criticism of the game, you have to be specific and you have to make a point about what it is that you're saying. The broad sweeping, this game trash, or I've been giving them money for all these years and that's the kind of stuff that kind of like, if you put yourself in that position and you're listening and you're trying to get like, okay, you're saying something's wrong. Tell me what's wrong. If you're trying to get that answer, you're not going to really get it from it that way, you know? And, you know, bulletproof, it's not that any criticism is considered hating. It's just criticism that doesn't have, like, isn't based on, you know what I'm saying? Like a specific point. You know what I mean? And it doesn't come from what I would say is like a logical or fair perspective. That's when it's like it's not, I won't say it's hating, it's just not logical. You know what I'm saying? It's not logical. Like, so Mook, you're saying all these things you don't like, but you're saying that the game is the same game and you haven't played it. None of that really connects to what you're saying. You saying that it's the same game because that's what we was talking about. And so my thing is, how do you know it's the same game? You don't know it's the same game, but you just saying that what you're saying because you're frustrated from years and years of the game. So since you're frustrated from years of the game, now you see a trailer, it's the same game. it's just you can't say that yet, not logically, right? Now, when you have takes like that, that's when people just be like, okay, and they just don't pay no attention to it because it don't have the layers to it that you need for it to come through. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. We're gonna switch the gears a little bit, and we're gonna still talk about NBA 2K22. And I'm gonna take note of this, y'all. So I need y'all's help with this. Now I kind of know what directions I'm gonna go and all that kind of stuff. But I did a bring them back roster for 2K. I can't remember which 2K it was, but I did one for one back before. And I'm gonna do it for 2K22 this year. According, hopefully nothing on the game is broke to the point where you can't do it. You never know these days. You can't take nothing for granted. Can't take nothing for granted. So the rules of a bring them back roster, and we're going to probably do this for all three of the major sports games. So the rules of the bring them back roster is to consider the team's roster today, right? Not over the years, today. And if you was to say, if I could bring back one player from the past, right? From this team's past, any player who's played on this team, what player would that be that would help this team the most, right? Now, if we're talking about the Bulls, we'll just start off with the Bulls, right? Now, yes, the Bulls have Zach LaVine, but it really does not matter. If you could bring back any player from Bulls history, if you are not bringing back Michael Jordan, something is wrong with you. And yes, you can say they still need a point guard and or whatever you want to say. Mike is the guy to bring back. But you might look at another team like the Lakers, and maybe you don't bring back Magic. Maybe you think Kobe comes back. Maybe you don't bring back any. Maybe you bring back Kareem or Shaq. So I want to ask y'all for each one of these teams, and I'm going to literally have this be my roster for bring them back roster. This is what kind of wins over is going to be the way I kind of Jason Battle said Chris Gatling. That was the man who had the little surgical scar on the top of his head, played for Golden State Warriors, right? I feel you. All right, so let's start it off. We're going to start with the 76ers. Now, y'all know what they got right now. Ben Simmons might get traded. We got Joel Embiid. They got, they got Tobias. Who are we bringing back from the 76ers? Like, are we bringing back Charles Barkley to play down on the post with Embiid? Is it too many people? Or is it AI? Oh, Ayo said they bringing back AI. I think it's got to be AI. It's got to be Iverson. Got to be Iverson. You got to bring. I don't think it could be nobody else. It's got to be Iverson. The doctor is a thought though, Facilier, but I think it's got to be Iverson. Okay, so I think we settled on the 76ers. How about the Celtics? Now they got 152 million numbers retired. 152 million numbers retired, but now they got Jason Tatum. So is it Larry Bird? Now, because Larry can play the 4, and so can Jason Tatum. So, or is it Bill Russell? Do they need Bill Russell? Jason Battle said they need Kevin McHale. Dre Johnson say Bird. Another McHale. No Bill Russells. This is hilarious. In this era of positionless basketball, where Bill Russell could probably check 4 different positions on screen and roll. Yes, he's not an offensive guy, but he said we wheeling out Paul Pierce in a wheelchair. Y'all say, I got 2 Kevin McHales. Malik said Garnett. Drizzy Deeks the first one to say Bill Russell. I cannot believe y'all are disrespecting Bill Russell. Oh, Jason Battle said Bill Russell. I cannot believe Teray Nail is really tripping. He's sitting here talking about some some Dennis Rodman over Michael Jordan. Bird would kill, but Bill Russell probably the best option. Yeah, I think Bill Russell is the best guy, honestly. I think he's the right one to bring back. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Moot. 3-ball Ray Allen. You the only one that got. I think, yeah, Bill Russell. Bill Russell for sure. Bill Russell with the team for sure. That's my take. Now, all right, I know I got some New Yorkers in here. The Knicks. I understand, Dre. I feel you. The Knicks. Who are we bringing back with the Knicks? The easy thing is Patrick Ewing, but can Pat? I mean, I don't want to go too far into the eras necessarily, but you kind of got to. My Dre says Spreewell, Walt Frazier. Oh, Spree. Oh, we got a bunch of Mello, primetime Mello, Allen Houston Starks. The Knicks is we need Nelson Blake in here. He is the Knicks fanatic. Randall and Patrick Ewing. Ayo said they need a closer. Facilier said they need Jesus. Anthony Mason, that's my dog. Rest in peace. Bernard, got a couple Bernard Kings. Oh man, this one all over the place. We don't know. I got like 2 Spreewells, which is pretty shocking. That's pretty shocking. Jeremy Lin. We got a couple Jeremy Lins. We got some Starks. This is interesting because the Knicks starting center right now is Mitch. Mitchell Robinson. And I like Mitch, but he ain't Patrick Ewing. Charles Oakley for toughness. Man, I think the Knicks plenty tough already. Tibbs teams are always tough. But I did see a lot of Walt Fraziers. And Walt Frazier got D. And we're on the Tibbs team. Oh my goodness. I think you know what? I can't believe we taking Walt Frazier over Patrick Ewing, y'all. That really is a slap in Walt Frazier's face. I mean, in Patrick Ewing's face. I guess that's what we're doing. All right, the Wizards. So now y'all got to go back to the bullet times now. So I don't know how many of y'all can go back bullets. We got Wes Unsale back there. We got Elvin Hayes back there. We got Earl the Pearl. We got we back there now, but the Wizards is bad right now, y'all. They suck. Okay, the Wizards bad. They got Bradley Beal and a bunch of people. So you can go just about any direction with them. We got Unsay. Oh, we got Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland would be nice. Oh, Gilbert Arenas and Bradley Beal would probably end up fighting before everything, but. Yes, Gilbert Arenas. Rod Strickland. We got a Wes Unsale. Hayes. Elvin Hayes. We got another Gilbert Arenas. Another Unsale. Got another Arenas. Look like it's Arenas, man. You look like Jason Battle said Juwan Howard. Look like it's Arenas. Arenas says we're gonna do a bring back and bring Arenas. But Arenas got to play point guard. And Gilbert gonna shoot him. You look like Javaris Crittenton to me. You look like Javaris to me. I don't know. But no, Javaris the one pulled the gun on Gilbert, I thought. I don't know. Michael Jordan for the Wizards. No, that probably ain't it. Gilbert Arenas and Brad Beal is an interesting backcourt for sure. All right. What about the Raptors? I think this one is probably pretty simple. They don't got nobody over there except for OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam. I think if you drop Vince Carter right on in there, I think that probably is. I think that one's pretty easy. Drop Vince Carter right in there. I'm gonna have to remember to So that's what's that 6 teams. All right, the next team. I'm doing this off the top of my head, just remembering all the teams. The Orlando Magic. Oh, but Kawhi only played 1 year though. T-Mac wasn't even T-Mac with them. Vince Carter's the greatest Raptor. He's the greatest Raptor of all time. I don't think you can give Kawhi that for one. I know they won the only championship there, but I don't think you can give him that. Now, Orlando, Mook say Dwight Howard over Shaq and Penny. Dwight Howard did accomplish more there. Dwight Howard over. So we got Dwight, Penny. We got Shaq, Prime. We got a lot of Prime Shaqs. I don't know if y'all realize how nasty Shaq was in them last years at Orlando, because he wasn't chunky yet, and he was beating guards down the court. Like, he was nasty. I mean, just nasty. Looked like we got Prime Shaq, but no, we only had a couple Penny Hardaways. But we got to think about Orlando right now. Orlando got Wendell Carter Jr. Yeah, well, he ain't gonna. That don't matter. Yeah, Orlando suck, don't they? Man, them boys suck. I think it's gonna be Shaq. I think it's Prime Shaq. Okay, all right. What else we got here? Y'all got me drawing a blank. Oh, Miami, the Miami Heat. Y'all better not hate on the Heat. Y'all know it now. Who is it though? Is it Dwayne Wade? Now we talking about this team, or is it LeBron? Because you know LeBron can come back and play whatever position. But LeBron's best years was in Miami. His best year was in Miami. Jason said Ronnie Cycli. Y'all don't know nothing about Ronnie Cycli. Y'all don't know nothing about that Syracuse grad playing with Derek Coleman and them. Y'all don't know nothing about him. Man, I'm telling you, LeBron was filth then. But here's the thing. LeBron got a chance to be on. He going to be on Cleveland. So you can forget about that. He's going to be the Cavs guy. This is Wade's only team where he could be there. Primetime said, Chris Bosh, you trolling. You trolling hard. You trolling hard. Now, it really should be LeBron. It really should be LeBron because you really should be. But we're going to go Dwayne Wade because it just makes sense, right? So we did forget the Cavs. So we might as well just put the Cavs LeBron because, it ain't going to be Kyrie, y'all. So let's not do it. That ain't it. That ain't what it is. But we do need the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. And don't nobody say KD because KD ain't been there but a half a year. So you can't, it ain't done a dog. And he on the team already. So you don't need him. So we talking about somebody from back in the day. Now they don't really need Kenny Anderson because they got Kyrie. Jason Kidd, but where is Jason Kidd gonna play? So it's for this team. Jason Kidd, who is Jason Kidd? Is he sitting down James Harden or Kyrie? I don't know. Unless you're moving Kyrie to the 2 and letting Jason Kidd guard 2s, and you moving Harden to the 3, Kevin Durant to the 4, maybe then. But Kenyon Martin. No, Kenyon Martin is the one, Cal. For this team, or no, Drazen Petrovic too. Drazen Petrovic. Kenyon Martin is the one. If you put Kenyon Martin on this Nets team, it's unfair. It is freaking unfair. It is unfair. If you put Kenyon Martin with his defense, his rebound, and his energy, his Julius Erving. Y'all forgot. Y'all forgot Dr. J started with the Nets. Y'all forgot. Well, not started with that. He played for Virginia Squires first in the ABA, but played for the Nets. Y'all forgot. Man, Dr. J, I guess he could. But I honestly think it's Kenyon Martin. I really think it's Kenyon Martin. That sounds so crazy with the great players that they've had. But if you're talking about this team, it's Kenyon Martin. It's definitely Kenyon Martin. It's definitely Kenyon Martin. They nasty. They unfair. They are unfair. Like that ain't even. Nobody won't know parts of that. Y'all, I'm sitting here drawing a blank on the teams now. That happens sometimes. You be thinking you can just repeat everything back or whatever, and it don't happen. Okay, so we did the Celtics, the Nets, the Knicks, the 76ers, the Raptors, the Bulls. We did the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, the Pistons. We got, you know what's going to be really interesting? The Bucks. The Bucks are interesting. He just won the championship, but they got some dogs in the back there. But let's do the Pistons first. The Pistons first. Oh, we already did the Heat, we did the Wizards. The Pistons, for me, they kind of need everything, right? So when you got a team that kind of need everything, you can literally just take the best player from their past and put them in there. I'm writing all this down, y'all, so that we can. I'm literally going to make this roster and then I'm probably going to send a season with it and do a video on that. Well, maybe we even do it in stream, but I'm gonna find out which team wins the championship if you allowed this, the teams to bring back their best player from their past to fit the current team. So I'm putting all the teams down here so we can go through this. And we are going to get into WWE 2K22 right after this, but I thought this was pretty fun. All right, so the Pistons, I might have missed it. I didn't see what y'all wrote. My man said Bill Laimbeer. Ooh, Grant Hill, though. Come on now. Grant Hill, y'all. Come on now. It's Grant Hill. Come on. Isaiah Thomas is a monster, but it's Grant Hill. It's got to be Grant Hill, y'all. Y'all, a lot of people, depending on how old you are, you might not have gotten an opportunity to see him. But I'm telling y'all, Grant Hill and Penny, if Grant Hill and Penny don't get hurt, they're in the same conversations with LeBron, Kobe. They're in that same. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna be in that same conversation if those guys don't get hurt. Grant ended up making the Hall of Fame anyway, and he wasn't even. He wasn't even like nowhere near what he could have been towards the end of his career. Grant Hill is definitely, to me, would be Grant Hill for sure. Grant put Cade Cunningham on the bench, honestly, but Cade Cunningham, either one of them could probably play point. So I don't think that hurts him. But yeah, that Cade Cunningham ain't played a minute of basketball. I don't think he would keep Grant Hill off nobody's team. You're right. Injuries do suck, Jay Will. All right, the Pacers. They're not a championship team. Now, a lot of y'all might not realize that as dope as you think, and he was great, right? But Reggie Miller definitely was a great player. He's probably, if you think about it, like he's definitely like the most accomplished player in their history. But a lot of people would tell you one of the baddest dudes in Pacers history is a dude named Roger Brown from the ABA time when the Pacers was like the best team in the ABA. So they had Roger Brown, George McGinnis, Mel Daniels. They were nasty during that time. They came to the NBA, and then they had a nice run in the 90s with Rick Smits and Reggie Miller. And then they had another run in the 2000s with Paul George and Danny Granger. But Roger Brown was a beast. But is it Reggie Miller or is it Paul George? I think it's probably between one of them two. Hunter Iggy says Danny Granger. I could not put Danny Granger ahead of Paul George. So to me, it comes down to Reggie Miller or Paul George. And I think we got mostly Reggie Millers. So Ron Artest, Dre. I'm telling you, Ron Artest don't go in the stands and punch that man in the face. We might be talking about something different. But as it is, Reggie Miller. All right, the Bucks. This is interesting because we got an older Oscar Robertson. We got Kareem when he was Lou Alcindor. And I'm trying to tell you, we talking about on this team right now. We got Ray Allen. Oh my goodness. Is it Kareem? It's definitely not Big Dog, Jason. It ain't. Come on now. You can't take Big Dog over Kareem and Oscar Robertson and Ray Allen. I mean, Glenn Robinson was a nice player, but I think it's got to be Kareem, y'all. It's got to be Kareem. Somebody in their 20s in there talking, but I thought Kareem played for the Lakers. Kareem and Giannis, that's what I'm trying to say, Lorenzo. Kareem and Giannis, but I don't know. Giannis kicking it out on the wing to Ray Allen? East Coast Cody, I think they might need Ray Allen because of the shooting to stretch the floor. Like exactly, Bulletproof is saying it. Stretch the floor, Ray Allen. This is what I'm trying to say. That might be the lit. But Kareem and Giannis on the inside, ain't no rebounds coming off. Robert Parrish didn't play for the Bucks. He played for Golden State at first, and then the Celtics, and then he bounced around and played for the Bulls for a season. Michael Redd, but I would take Ray Allen over Michael Redd. No, you actually spell Lou Alcindor right, Mike. That's exactly how you spell his name. That's exactly how you spell it. Is it Kareem or Ray Allen? I think it's Kareem. I think we got to give Kareem his props. We got to give Kareem his props. All right, the Atlanta Hawks. It's got to be either Dominique Wilkins or Joe Johnson, I would say. He said this Jason Kidd County was a coach. He wasn't even a good coach. It's got to be Neek, right? It's got to be Neek. It's Neek or Joe Johnson, but I think it's Neek. Mutombo, man should not fly. Yeah, some Mutombo. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's got to be Neek. Got to be Neek, right? All right, the Hornets. Glenn Rice. Larry Johnson, Lonzo Mourning. You think Joe would fit? Joe probably would fit more now, like just the way he plays. But Joe would take the ball out of Trae Young's hands, though. Because ISO Joe would take the ball out of Trae Young's hands. Mook Allen said, who? So Lonzo, he said Muggsy. Oh my goodness. Don't you say that. Don't you say that. I actually was thinking Glenn Rice, y'all. Yeah, what a man. If the Hornets don't trade Kobe Bryant, have mercy. How is it different? Glenn Rice, a lot of Lonzos, though. Trey Johnson, Master P. Glenn Rice, CP3, an honorable mention. We kind of get him to New Orleans, though. So, we get him to New Orleans. We got more Zoes than anything. Got a couple Glenn Rice. Dale, no, not Dale. Not Dale. Dale was a good player, but no. Lonzo, a lot of people got Lonzo, man. And Lonzo in this day and age, though, I think Lonzo got a problem in this day and age. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Glenn Rice honestly fits right now much better. I think Glenn Rice is an absolute problem in the league right now. Lonzo, I don't know, because his feet was not great. You put Lonzo in screen and roll all day and have him try to guard anybody for half a step today. I don't know. But he was a fantastic rebounder and interior defender for sure. And they do, like Jason said, they need a center. So I guess you got to go Zoe. All right. We're into the Western Conference. Rest in peace, Bobby Fields, for sure. The Nuggets. Alex English. Young Mello. Tyson who? Tyson Fury? Who you talking about? Mike Tyson? Tyson Beckford? Tyson Chicken? What are you talking about? What Tyson? Jokic already on the team. So they join. This person is joining Jokic. Melo. We got young Melo. We got braided Melo. Braided Melo looks like he's the man. Chris Jackson. Come on with it, prime time. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. All right, T-Wolves. I think this pretty much got to be Garnett, right? This got to be Garnett. Yeah, I know that Cat's there, but Cat played the 5, Garnett plays the 4, or either one. Go back, reverse it, flip it and reverse it. That's easy. That's easy. Okay, OKC. Okay, I think it's Durant and not Westbrook. But if I take Durant, then who goes on the Golden State team? But honestly, I don't even think they need him. But I definitely think it's Durant. I think it's Durant over Westbrook. I think it's Durant. My man said Rashard Lewis. All right, Blazers. Clyde Drexler, Brandon Roy. I know y'all gonna go Brandon Roy. But Brandon Roy is a dog, right? He was a dog, straight dog. But I would say Brandon Roy. I think Jared Bayless, not Jared Bayless, not Arizona's finest. Sabonis. We gonna go Brandon Roy, but David Hayden, you laughing? But on this team, man, that he would take a lot of pressure off of. Sabonis is like he was a little older when he got to the league, but Sabonis was like a prime Marc Gasol, and I'm telling you, man, Sabonis would have been really nice with Dame. He would have been, but I like Sabonis honestly over Brandon Roy for this particular team. I really do. But I have a feeling that anybody that download this roster will try to attack me in the street if I don't pick Brandon Roy. Darius Miles, he just got 2K. He got 2K12 on right now. He's just at the bottom of the depth chart. Picking people names. Buck Williams for rebounds. Greg Oden, that's right. GOAT, baby. GOAT, baby. He's the GOAT. I don't know. I'm torn between Sabonis and Brandon Roy, though. Next person. Next one to pop in with Sabonis or Roy. That's the one I'm taking. Rest in peace, Cliff Robinson. LaRue Martin. One of the worst number 1 picks overall ever. Kobe Stockton. The next one to come in, Roy or Sabonis? Sabonis. No, Roy beat him. Woke Young and got Roy in there. All right, Brandon Roy it is. That's what I said. They got CJ McCollum. And while Brandon Roy's better than CJ McCollum, I kind of feel like I don't know if it's as big of an improvement as getting Sabonis in there. But, you know. All right, the Utah Jazz. It's down to 2 people. Is it John Stockton or is it Karl Malone? Karl Malone is my least favorite player in the history of the world. But, you know, he's one of the greatest power forwards ever. But he's definitely one of my least favorite players in the history of mankind. But, yeah, Karl Malone, I mean, because the Jazz, who they don't start anybody distinct. Woo! Andre Kirilenko would be nice. But I just think John Stockton is a better player than Karl Malone. I really do. I think he's just a better player. And I wonder what Stockton would look like on the floor. You'd be taking the ball out of Donovan Mitchell's hands a little bit, but I think he gets better shots. I think everybody on offense, I think Rudy Gobert is better offensively than he is. I honestly think it's Stockton. I really do. I think it's Stockton more than Malone. Now, I definitely hear Darren Williams. I definitely hear that. But I think it's John Stockton. I think Stockton's was a better player than Karl Malone. I think I'm not saying Karl Malone would have been trash, but if he doesn't play his entire career or most of his career with John Stockton, I don't think it looks like his career looks like it looks. I've always given John Stockton more credit for that particular run than Karl Malone. And it doesn't hurt that, as I said, Karl Malone's my least favorite player in the history of athletics. So that's that. Warriors. So we already gave Durant away. So I don't want to double up. So the Warriors, we got Tim Hardaway, we got Mitch Richmond, we got Chris Mullin. I forgot. I probably could make this pretty easy. Wilt Chamberlain. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. You put Wilt Chamberlain on the team with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and me and Ronnie Orvis. It could be me, Ronnie Orvis, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Wilt Chamberlain. And I think me and Ronnie would get us a ring. What you think, Ronnie? Me and you get a ring with them 3. Me and Ronnie Orvis. I'm taking Ronnie all day. Let's go. We in here. I think we got it. All right. What about the Clippers? The Clippers don't have a history of greatness. They don't. But I mean, I think this team could really benefit from Chris Paul right now. You put Chris Paul on the team with Kawhi and Paul George, especially a prime Chris Paul. I'm talking about Chris Paul from back in that time. I think that was pretty easy. I think Chris Paul's the greatest Clipper of all time. That's probably sad to say. Not that Chris Paul's not a good player, but Chris Paul didn't win a championship there, and they had a lot of almost. But I don't even think Nick Anderson played for the Clippers. Nick Anderson played for the Magic and maybe one other team. I don't think he played for the Clippers. Michael Olowokandi, number 1 pick overall. It didn't work out, but I think it's definitely Chris Paul. All right, the toughest one of all. Y'all get ready to start a fight. Get ready to start a fight in the chat. The Lakers. Who are you bringing back? You bringing back Kobe? And I'm talking about basketball. We'd all love to have Kobe back in general, but we're talking about basketball. We're talking about Kobe. We bringing back. What, did we bring back Shaq already? We already brought back Shaq. So it's Kobe or Magic, essentially. It's Kobe or Magic. Man Gamer said George Mikan. No, you didn't. You log off. Log out of YouTube. Log off your PC, your phone. Log off. I think it's got to be Kobe. I mean, can you imagine? Just imagine LeBron playing with Kobe. And I'm not just talking about two names. I'm talking about from a standpoint of the way that they play, right? LeBron would prefer to facilitate and pass. And when he plays with a dude who is an absolute killer of a scorer, like a Kyrie type of guy, but we talking about Kobe. You put them two dudes on the floor, and Russell Westbrook's out there too. Russell Westbrook and Kobe gonna end up fighting for the ball. But man, Jason Battle said Westbrook, Kobe, LeBron, him, and AD. And he ain't lying. The sheer will on that team, they would turn Anthony Davis into Bill Russell. I don't think it's obviously I thought it was gonna be tough. It's really not tough. It's got to be Kobe. I think it's, you said big shot. How in the world Robert Horry gonna be a Dre? You tripping over here, man. Robert Horry was a role player with the Lakers at that. You ain't talking about Rockets, but Robert Horry. Did we do the Rockets? Oh, they coming. Come on, man. Stop it. He ain't no better fit than Kobe. All right. The Suns. Is it Kevin Johnson? I guess they don't need him with Chris Paul. Is it Charles Barkley? Bishop Sycamore. 1989. What's good? So is it who is it? Like I'm trying to say, is it Barkley? Y'all saying Barkley. Barkley wasn't there but for a half hour, y'all. But okay. He did win the MVP there. You got Tom Chambers. Y'all don't want to mess with him, huh? Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash. But no, Steve Nash ain't taking Chris Paul's spot, so that's that. But Amari Stoudemire, that Stoudemire one is one y'all really need to talk about, though. I'm trying to tell y'all that Stoudemire one, you need to talk about that. But I think it's Barkley. Y'all have spoken. All right, the Sacramento Kings. Now, let me take y'all back some years, though. Let me reel y'all back, okay? For y'all start saying stuff like Chris Webber and Stojakovic and all them dudes is good. I figure. But there's a man, roll it back, named Oscar Robertson, who averaged a triple-double before Russell Westbrook did it. Okay. So roll it back now. Okay. Oscar Robertson, now he did it when they were the Cincinnati Royals, but it's the same franchise. So it goes into that history. Jason Battle saying Mitch Richmond. Mitch Richmond over a man who averaged a triple-double. I love Mitch Richmond. But come on, man. David Hayden ain't trying to hear that. He talking about C-Webb. You got to be kidding. C-Webb wouldn't take himself over Oscar Robertson. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. He said Boogie. Boogie had a man. Boogie, but Jabari Parker. Y'all gotta be tripping. I'm finna go against the crowd. Y'all send me talking about some Chris Webb. Y'all know good and doggone well it should be Oscar Robertson. Turn my team on right now and pull up your best Oscar. Well, actually, that Chris Webber card on there is crazy. But you know what I'm trying to talk to you. Well, he's right. They do have De'Aaron Fox and they do have Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, Mook just made a good point. He really did. Nate Archibald, honestly, too, I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't understand. You're right. But he's right. Chris Webber is probably the right dude because they already have 2 point guards. They're trying to figure out who's going to be the point guard already. Chris Webber would really solidify what they have. So you are right about that. So what, sucker? I'm always trying to be right about something. All right. The Mavericks. I think this is pretty easy. I know that they have Porzingis, but it's got to be Dirk. It's got to be Dirk, right? It's got to be Dirk. I mean, I know that they would have the slowest front court. I think Porzingis goes to the bench, but I think they got to have the slowest team in America with Luka, Dirk, and Porzingis. I'm talking about this Porzingis because Porzingis didn't used to be slow, but where he is now, I don't know. I think I might be able to beat him in the race. No, probably not. But you know what I'm saying. You get it. You get what I'm saying. Sean Bradley, that's my dog, man. Man, did y'all hear Sean Bradley had a horrible, got hit by a car on his bike, got paralyzed. I don't know if he recovered or whatever. I had to check on that, but man, sometimes like random bad news like really bothers me. And that bothered me the whole day. I was like, that's jacked up. All right, the Rockets. it's Olajuwon. I don't really want to hear nobody say nothing different. If one of y'all say James Harden, I'm gonna lift my shirt, and I promise you, don't nobody in here want me to lift my shirt. So everybody better put in here Olajuwon. It's Olajuwon. Yow. Do you know Mook? Do you know who came? Boy, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? Ali, he is trolling big time right now. He really trolling with these. He just naming crazy people. Come on, man. You got to be kidding me right now. Yao would be more fun. How? Yao? Yao, how? No, I'm not doing it. Olajuwon. I already wrote it down. I'm not even. You see this? I already wrote it down. I ain't playing with y'all. It's Olajuwon. I ain't playing with y'all. The Grizzlies. Now, it ain't been a lot going on there. So is it Marc Gasol? Marc Gasol and John Morant would be pretty solid, though. I do think that would work pretty nice. I think that Kenny Smith walking all up to the board, all knock-kneed and carrying on. It ain't no Kenny Smith. Pau Gasol or Marc Gasol. Zach Randolph was really good, but I would prefer the Gasols, either of them. Sharif Abdul-Rahim was really good too. I haven't seen one Mark, so I guess we're big country. Brian Reeves, big country. All right, we got two more left. The Pelicans. So we're talking about New Orleans. We already used Chris Paul. So is it Stojakovic? Oh, it's AD, right? But we're going to take AD off of the thing. But I think it's probably AD. Or is it or it's Stojakovic? Stromile Swift. No, we're not. It's not Stromile. It's not Stromile. It ain't James Posey. David West. Baron Davis would be nice. Baron Davis would be really good. Baron Davis would be really good. Baron Davis would be really good. I think it's Baron Davis, though. CP3 already on the Clippers. I think it's Baron Davis. And I think CP3 belongs. I don't know. Does he belong more? He could be used on either team. But I think it's Baron Davis. Let's go Baron Davis. All right. The last one is the Spurs. And I think it's pretty obvious. It's Tim Duncan. You know what? You're right. Tris is right. BD is technically a Hornet. He is, honestly. BD is technically a Hornet. So he really don't fit. He really don't fit. He don't fit. I think it is. Man, you get them David West. They suck, y'all. Peja Stojakovic wasn't even that dude no more. I mean, they gonna suck anyway, so it just is what it is. No, Matt Bonner, you better stop it. You better stop it. You better stop it right now with the what do they call him? The Red Baron. Y'all taking David Robinson over Tim Duncan, huh? David Robinson, huh? It's a bunch of y'all saying that. David Robinson over Tim Duncan. That's very interesting. Mr. I didn't win nothing till he got here, huh? That's y'all gonna still take him. Y'all gonna still take David Robinson, huh? You know, Dave Robinson and Boss are great. Everybody was saying he was too soft to win until Tim came, but y'all still gonna take Dave Robinson. Yeah, I think we should put somebody else on the Clippers. I think that the Pelicans should get CP3, and the Clippers would change them. Doggone it, who they get though? Blake Griffin. I guess they get Blake Griffin. They get Blake. Kawhi already on the team though. I think it's Tim Duncan, y'all. I think y'all tripping. I think Tim Duncan is the best power forward that ever woke youngin. I think he is. I don't think there's no might to it. I think he is. Yeah, I think we're gonna go Tim Duncan. Okay, that was fun, and I'm gonna keep this, and we're gonna do that. All right, we already at an hour, y'all, and I ain't even through the NBA. Yeah, I'm done with the NBA now, but just getting through the NBA. All right, let's talk WWE 2K, and I appreciate all the WWE 2K people who are not into basketball, who have waited for this to happen. But that was pretty fun to me, and so I wanted to do that. I may cut some of this other stuff short that I had planned for y'all. He's I don't know why he's sleeping on Gerard, bro. But we're gonna go into WWE 2K. I know we're gonna have a bunch of people in the chat talking about finally I was finna go to I don't know what's going on in here. What is going on? I knew it. There go my elite gamers. He's like, I told you, I don't know what you were doing here. All right, so let's talk about the latest from my man Patrick Gilmore. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Patrick Gilmore is this. I haven't met him yet, right? But he really feel like this is my kind of guy. I'm trying to this dude feels like if me and him was playing on the same team, like we was playing basketball or something together, we'd be the two people on the team that was so hyped that everybody else on the team would be looking at like those guys need to really calm down. They are like too competitive. We'd be in each other's face, yeah. Like that's just how he comes off to me, and I respect that so much, right? Like my man. When he gets on Twitter or social media and he's talking about the game, you can just feel it. Like he coming through with it. Like, look, like I have pride in the game. I have pride in the work that my team is doing, and doggone it, I'm gonna tell somebody. Adam Cole, baby. Like I'm trying to tell you. Did y'all see what Adam Cole tweeted? And he said that every time Pat McAfee says baby, he throws up in his mouth. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh my God. That was so hilarious. I'm like, bro, please stop trying to take other people's shtick. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's Adam Cole's, man. Nobody else can do that. You don't do it. All right. But you know what? My man Patrick Gilmore is my guy so much. I can't wait to meet him. I know I'm gonna meet him at some point. I can't wait to meet him. I think I should start something, a regular thing for my stream called the Patrick Pages. And the Patrick Pages is essentially gonna be me stalking his social media until I get a chance to talk to him, of course, and going over what he said. Like, so this is like the latest, like he doesn't talk that much. They working hard on the game, of course. And then of course, there's only so much that can be shared and that sort of thing. So started off just reassuring everyone that we're going to continue to support online services for WWE 2K20 and WWE 2K19 through the WWE 2K22 release in March. Road to Glory and My Player Pay-Per-View Tower and WWE 2K20 will sunset September 26th. It's coming up. Sunset sounds so bad. Sunset sound like one of them things you say when like you got a grandparent that y'all know is going to pass and you be like, yeah, Grandpa Earl sunset. I mean, you know, it just hurts when you say it's that. I wish they'd come up with something else. You know, it sounds like a retirement home term or something. Don't say that like that. Anyway, it says in-game messaging is automated and may be incorrect. So yeah, they were saying basically there's some stuff popping up on the screen telling you that it's going to end before that, but that's not what you should say. So here's what I want to talk about this particular thing. So first and foremost, I really applaud them for keeping the online support up for these games, right? Honestly, it's really like the least you can do when 2K20 was not well received. But you still have people working hard to churn out custom creation content. And believe it or not, there are some people who really did like, I literally just talked to somebody and I told him, I'm like, okay, bro, I don't know what you're talking about, but all right. But I just talked to somebody who he messaged me and said, man, who said WWE 2K20 isn't good? Me and my nephew just had a ball playing. I said, okay, bro. I ain't trying to steal your fun or nothing, man. I'm not trying to, to say nothing bad. But if that, okay, I don't know which version you played, but hey, okay, well, you go ahead and have a good time. But yes, that's some people are feeling that way. So I really applaud them for keeping the servers up and keeping online support going. It's the right thing to do for sure. And then having it stop when the new game comes out, because at that point, all of the resources are going towards this game. And I totally with that. It's been 2 years more since the game, been a new game out. This is the right thing to do. Dre Johnson, do I think that WWE should add NBA TV type thing in their game? I don't think I know what you mean. You have to explain what you mean by that. But the next one says, our marketing and community teams are 1,000% supportive of our development focus. No promises, but we're talking about ways to share more about our progress to keep you all in the loop, so you won't have to wait until next year to learn more. All right. So essentially, they came out and they said it hits different. They talked about being more transparent. And quite honestly, that hasn't been the case. We've seen 3 WWE 2K dev video things, and one of them was with grayscale models doing entrances. And I think we saw some pictures of Ric Flair getting mocap. Woo! Just getting the face. Not mocap. Sorry, that would that he got mocap. It would have been like a bunch of Polaroids around. Could have been a bunch of Polaroids around, and he would have been like in a garbage bag with with cotton balls on it. But no, that's not what happened. It wasn't motion cap. He was getting his face scanned. So we haven't seen a lot in that space at all in terms of the transparency. So if you think about it, it's really a lot of the reasons why. I mean, some WWE 2K fans are just kind of manic, but it really gives you a good reason why you haven't seen a lot. I mean, why you're seeing so many people being upset by how much they've seen, because you came out originally and said that, and this is not Patrick. So this is stuff that probably is totally outside of his outside of his lane, right? In terms of this, Patrick is working on the game and managing the people and the teams that are working on the game. He has nothing to do with what information gets released. That's one thing people got to realize, right? Sometimes people don't understand the roles and they think that people play. They say, oh, he works at WWE 2K. You throw every complaint you have his way because we know he works there. No, that's not how it works, man. That's like, you going into a car dealership and you complaining to the salesman about a mechanical issue, and it's like, bro, I don't work on the cars. I sell them. I don't work on them. So it's kind of different. You can't just automatically assume that just because he made himself available online that he's the guy you talk to about information being rolled out. Because to be totally honest, it might be a case where he might really want to share what's going on with the game, but maybe he can't because of what's going on everywhere else. So it's a lot of stuff involved. And when you have and I think I said this last week, when you have a major company or organization or association or whatever that owns the IP of whatever it is that your game is about, you can't just step out and just show whatever you want from your game, because most of the time, in this instance, the WWE has to approve whatever is seen and whatever is shown. So there's a lot of steps. Like, do you know that I have actually spoken to people with 2K, with EA, with other companies as well, who have told me on multiple occasions, we were like, yeah, we had a trailer done, but we sent it over to the NFL, we sent it over to NBA, we sent it over to the MLB, we sent it over to WWE, all of these different organizations or whatever they said, and we sent it over to them, and they said, no, they don't like it. It needs to be changed. So a group of people, or 1 or 2 or 3 people, work to put this trailer together. Maybe it's 60 seconds, whatever, 90 seconds. But the people who own the IP, who don't really know anything about gaming or really gamers, There's something in it they didn't like, so it had to go back and be changed. That happens. So that's one thing that people don't necessarily understand, but it does happen. So got to keep that in mind for sure. When it comes to being out front and sharing stuff. So I know Patrick and anybody else that you know online who might work for 2K might be the people that you're pointing this criticism at about them not sharing. But a lot of times you got to understand it might not be them. It might not be their decision why more isn't being shared. I'm going to try to tell you, based off of what I've watched with Patrick on Twitter, man, I think Patrick would want to do a daily, let me show you the game today. Literally, like, this is what it is. Like, look, we just made, I don't know, Adam Cole. We just did a full render of Damian Priest. We just did a full render of Hulk Hogan from the NWO era, and it wants to show you each model. Like, but it's just not that simple. It's a lot of different. I don't know if that's the case, but that could be the case, and he definitely seems proud of what his team is delivering. I kind of got a really a first impression, and I could be wrong, but just in watching the way he moved during his Ask Me Anything on Reddit last year, and the way he was communicating with people on social media, he was talking to Viking Size Gamer a lot. He was talking to a lot of people, and I wrote an article or two about it. His transparency, I thought, was extremely refreshing. And when you see people coming like that, I start to be like, yeah, I'm really interested in what this person is going to deliver. I don't know. WWE 2K22 might suck. It might be horrible, but that guy leading the development team kind of makes me feel a little bit optimistic. And I'm going to tell you something. I know Lionel Jinks personally. I know him. Like, I've known him for years. We've had more conversations than I can count. I really hate to see him getting like any kind of negative anything about this game. One, I know he works hard, and he has, WWE 2K20 was not a failure because he didn't try. Like, this dude is real about it, right? So the game was bad though, and that's just what it is. I mean, the game was bad. I mean, that's my dog, but the game was bad. It just was. So, and he knows that. You know what I'm saying? But he, like I said, it's not all on one person. So lastly, this last part of it, our last piece of the Patrick pages, and this is going to be every week, y'all. So I hope y'all like that little term, the Patrick pages. But he says interests in Trons have gotten a ton of love. And he said that in response to a question that he got. Somebody was saying they hope that the delay would better facilitate 2K to work on interests and Titantron stuff. I don't think they call it the Titantron anymore, but you know what I'm talking about. And his response was they have gotten a ton of love. Now, that to me was kind of cool, because this guy that he answered is not like, anybody in the media, is not an influencer or anything, but he just answered the dude's question. It's personally not anything that, I definitely want to see interests look dope, and I want to see the Titantron stuff look dope. But honestly, if the interests and the Titantrons look the same as they did in WWE 2K20, but they took out all of that gameplay stuff that was broke, I would be over the moon. I really would. I would be over the moon for it. It would be dope. Primetime WWE 2K with Rockstar. I don't want WWE 2K with Rockstar. What I want to see is Rockstar make a wrestling game that is not, because I promise you don't want Rockstar to make a WWE game, because Rockstar would not be able to do with it what they want to do with it if it was WWE, because Vince is not going to allow them to do some of the stuff that they would want to do. Just based off GTA, just based off of Red Dead Redemption, they're going to want to take it a place that most people are not going to allow you to take their IP. That's the reason why they create fictional characters and fictional everything, and it gives them an opportunity to just go and do whatever it is they want. You want them to create a wrestling game that doesn't have any type of licensing at all. They create their own characters. They let you create your own characters, the whole nine, and everybody make their own wrestling organization. That's the type of wrestling game that you would want from Rockstar. Can you imagine Rockstar making like the wrestling equivalent of Grand Theft Auto? Oh my goodness. People wouldn't leave the house. They wouldn't leave the house. Wrestling fans wouldn't leave the house. It's over. They wouldn't even leave. They in the house forever. All right. Our next one. We are talking about, I think this is important. I really do. I think this is important, y'all. Obviously, this roster situation with WWE is, I'm going to be honest with y'all. First, I wasn't really worried about it. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm getting a little bit like, no. So check this out. I feel like what 2K has to do, and this is going to go into a little bit of my last segment with WWE 2K. I think they're in a position right now where they're unsure of what's going on with WWE themselves. Like, I don't really feel like I feel like they don't really know. I really do. I think they don't really know. They know they're making a game. They know they're making a wrestling game. And they know they are trying to make the best gameplay that they can make. And that's what's in their control. What is in their control is making the best wrestling game possible. Because the best wrestling game possible from a pure gameplay standpoint, physics and all of that kind of stuff, and even graphics, doesn't really have anything to do with the roster. The mechanics and the way that the game played doesn't have anything to do with roster. Obviously, WWE fans want the roster. But what I think you might end up seeing is something that is not as, obviously you're going to have your cover people. You're going to have, obviously, certain people who just going to be there, just going to be a part of it. You're going to have your Roman Reigns. You're going to have your Undertakers. You're going to have The Rock. You're going to have all of that, the Stone Colds. I'm talking about the lifers. I'm talking about the WWE lifers. Roman's a lifer. He ain't never going nowhere. He's a lifer. You're going to have those people there. Becky Lynch, you're going to have them in there. But as far as everything else, I don't know exactly how that's going to look. And I don't think 2K knows. Not until the roster is finalized and they have a legal agreement that says this is it. And I'm going to tell y'all that roster, I'm going to tell you the roster's not finalized. Not yet. It's not. It might have been finalized if it was going to come out in November, but having it come out in March, it wouldn't even be smart on either 2K or WWE's part to finalize the roster at this point, because with so much movement, you don't know what all is going to be. So I'm going to tell y'all something too. A lot of people are talking about CM Punk and, could there be something worked out? Man, more and more I hear that the WWE cannot stand that guy. The more I hear, they like, and believe it or not, it's not even Vince as much as it is, from what I've heard, not as much as it is Stephanie and Triple H. Do not like him. And like, I've met, CM Punk has not, like, I know that he is extremely magnetic, right? But he's not a great guy to work with. He's not. It's very difficult. And I'm not telling you this from based off things I've heard. This is stuff I've seen, right? He's very difficult. And while that plays well in a character coming through in a wrestling game or on television, watching wrestling in a business partnership, which is what that would be, it don't work that well all the time. So, and yes, we do know that he's in AEW and had 2 appearances and tore down the house. But we also know that depends on the way a lot of things work in terms of from a contractual standpoint and rights, and you don't know what deals have been worked out. But I can tell you, yeah, you don't have to worry about it anyway. This is a moot point to argue. The dude's not going to be in WWE 2K probably anything unless something drastic happens some years down the road. But more than likely, that's not going to happen. So I think that whole thought process, that whole everything is done. is done. You can just completely about let that go. And here's the thing, it don't really matter anyway, because the thing of it is that the creation suite is so solid most years, unless something is broken this year, that people are gonna make him anyway. Day one, the tattoos are gonna be there, the face is gonna be there, the move set's gonna be there. It's not, you ain't even really losing. You're not even really losing unless we got somebody out here at this point who still doesn't know how to work the community creations concept. You can have CM Punk on day one if you want. It's just the way it is. You can have CM Punk on day one. So I wouldn't even worry about it too much. But yeah, I am, man. The roster is a concern. The other thing I'm thinking about is with NXT, what is that going to be? Like, we just saw this logo come out, and I'm gonna tell y'all that logo was, I don't know what that was. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. It certainly looked like they straight copied it off of AEW. It just looked, yeah, it wasn't good. I don't know what that was about. It looked so contrived, honestly. It looked like a bunch of stiffs trying to convince people that they're looser than they are. That's what it looked like. And I was just like, what is that, bro? Like I don't understand what that was about. Like, NXT to me was clearly the best brand of WWE wrestling that you're gonna find anywhere right now, especially. NXT UK is real good, but just overall NXT is the best brand, was the best brand of on TV. I thought it was the best wrestling, period. I like NXT more than I like AEW. You know, I just I just think it was the best wrestling. So, but now they're changing it, and I don't know what it's going to be, you know. So the whole concept of it, they don't want it to be, I guess, like a minor league anymore. I mean, because the problem of it was you look at a bunch of guys and girls in NXT who were, I mean, on top of the world in that particular space. You know, the Tommaso Ciampa, you have, Shayna Baszler, all of those people were just killing it there. And for a while, the expectation was that they would be elevated to the main roster, to, the Raw and SmackDown, and the momentum would go from there, and they'd just be even bigger stars. And it happened for some people. It happened for the Shield. It happened for Charlotte. It happened for Sasha. But later on, the people like after them, it didn't. They ran into a wall. They ran into a wall, and it to the point where people are asking to go back down, go back to NXT. And it's like, I don't understand, I don't understand what that whole, why they were doing it that way. I don't know. But James Tyler just said they don't want independent wrestlers. You know what it was? I don't think it's that they don't want independent wrestlers. What I think it is they don't want people like Daniel Bryan, who was obviously a fantastic wrestler. But Daniel Bryan doesn't have, in their opinion, didn't have superstar potential. And Daniel Bryan's not a superstar like a Roman or a Rock or a Stone Cold. He's not the kind of guy who, if you don't know, say for instance, you don't know anything about wrestling, you don't really watch, but it's like 3 or 4 wrestlers that you know. Daniel Bryan's not going to be one of them, more than likely. The people who know Daniel Bryan like a household name, like the back of their hand, are people who love and appreciate wrestling. And the WWE is looking for people who are like that dude, you know what I mean? Or that girl, and who are going to could turn into movie stars. And that's just not, Daniel Bryan's not one of those guys. Like, Daniel Bryan is one of the best professional wrestlers in the world, but he's not a crossover star. And that's what I think that's what they're pointing for. That's what they want. They want crossover stars, and that's not what he is. In one way, I understand it from a business standpoint, but at the same time, it is still professional wrestling, and you got to feed that beast. You got to feed that beast. So, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting thing. I want to wait to see exactly. He's not larger than life. I want to wait to see what happens with this net. I'm really interested. I mean, to me, one of the most interesting things about WWE right now is what are they going to do in NXT? Like, and I'm not optimistic about it, but I do want to see what they're going to do. I'm gonna tell y'all, I stream on Mondays and I talk quite a bit about WWE, but you notice I never talk about Raw. That's because if y'all watched it, you probably didn't even like enjoy it necessarily. And maybe I will, one Monday if something really whatever happens. But I'm telling you, NXT was for wrestling. I mean, I've been a wrestling fan for literally over 40 years. Like literally over 40 years. Like the person who was I'm gonna just show you the age here. The WWE champion, well, it was the WWF champion. When I first started watching wrestling, was the Iron Sheik, and Hulk Hogan was about to beat him to become the WWF champion. And I've had some breaks here and there, but for the most part, I've been in it for that time, So I kind of get it. I understand what they're doing. I get it, but some of this stuff is kind of ridiculous. All right, so let's jump to my last WWE segment, and it's about what we were just talking about. The gameplay, and this is, and I feel, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. And this is something, and so I have made some predictions, and I'm not a toot my own horn kind of guy, but I told y'all that the game wasn't coming out in October. I told you it was probably coming out by WrestleMania. I told y'all that. I've also talked about the game having, I feel really confident that this game is going to have a mode similar to NBA 2K's My Team. I told y'all that. Now, this roster could be messing with it a little bit because you got to know who all you can have a card for, right? And how that can be arranged and what you can and cannot use. So I'm not a arrogant or kind of, but I've told y'all stuff that has proven to be true. So I am going to tell you something right now. You don't want, hold on. We got 20-second time. You mean to tell me you don't want a WWE My Faction? You don't want that. Now, okay, so let me step back for a second. If it wasn't if it's not laced with microtransactions, and I don't Bulletproof, I'm not sure how familiar you are with MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty mode. It's a collector mode, just like My Team, but you don't have to spend any money to get a good team. So yeah, I figured. See, but here you go, Bulletproof. You're one of those guys who say we a lot, but you only you can't. But see, Bay Area boys, you're not. It's not an either or. It's not a GM mode or a My Faction mode. It's not an either or. You don't have it, so it's just like any other game. So okay. Bulletproof. It's only 71 people in the chat, and the person talking the most outside of me is you. So you can't necessarily speak for you always got to understand that whoever you are and your reach is just that far. So whoever you talk to on maybe if you have a YouTube channel or whoever you talk to on Twitter, that only goes a certain distance. A lot of people And when I write an article or when I do a video, I'm reaching thousands of people. So, you know, from what I'm hearing, there are people who would be crazy about a my faction mode. Maybe that's not you. So maybe you won't play that. Maybe that's not you. So maybe you won't play that. But we'll leave you and you, whoever y'all could be cool over there. But if the mode is executed, now I don't want it to be executed like my team. My team is not the way I want it. I would prefer it be executed like Diamond Dynasties. Like MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty, because you don't have to you don't have to, there really aren't, there are microtransactions, but you don't have to. Everything is attainable by simply just playing the game. And I think that's what makes Diamond Dynasty, in my opinion, the best collector mode. So I'm hoping that happens. But overall, what I wanted to get to in this is I'm gonna tell you guys something. And my editors are gonna hate me for this section because they got to cut that whole thing out for the breakout segment. But what I wanted to tell you guys, and this is a hardcore prediction, and I won't even say it's a prediction. This is just overall something that I feel 100% confident about. WWE 2K22 is not going to fail because of its gameplay. The gameplay will be strong. Now, am I guaranteeing you gonna like it, or everybody's gonna have the same opinion? Because some people are gonna complain regardless. Some people are gonna have an issue regardless. But I don't think there will be a logical complaint about gameplay bugs. Now, maybe you just don't have fun with it. Maybe it's too complicated. Maybe it's too simplistic, whatever the case might be for you specifically. But as jacked up as gameplay was for 2K20 with bugs and all this collision detection issues, that will not be the case. That will not be the case for 2K22. That will not. If this game has issues, it will be because of stuff like roster limitations or something to that effect. But the gameplay and as James Tyler is saying, the modes and the depth overall, that is not going to be a problem. I'm telling y'all that right now. That will not be a problem. The issue could be if there are roster or other types of problems going on with WWE and that sort of thing that will affect it. So sometimes you'll hear me pause, and it's because I'm trying to make sure that I don't say the wrong thing or say something that is misleading or something to that effect. So everything I'm saying, I'm considering and thinking about as I'm saying it to you. This game will not fail because of gameplay or game mode execution. That stuff is going to be there. A good amount of what you want from a mode standpoint is going to be there. This game is not going to release without GM mode. It is not. There is no way in the world they can walk out here in March talking about here is WWE 2K22 and it don't have a GM mode. It is not feasible. People will lose their entire minds. Okay? So I'm trying to tell you, that is, I have been doing this for a long time. A long time. I have been covering this game and 2K products for a long time. This game will not fail because of gameplay or modes. It will not. So y'all can take that to the bank. You can retweet it. You can make a video spin off of it. I'm telling you, that will not happen. I'm just telling you. Not, like I said, Somebody might make a video and go, I don't like it the way when you first tie up, it shouldn't take this long for me to pull off an arm drag. I should be able to do a dragon screw from this angle. That kind of stuff is like a different kind of a thing. I'm talking about trash gameplay problems like we saw in 2K20 with morphing and people getting disfigured and getting wrapped up in the ropes and horrible collision detection and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That won't be there. That will not be there. And Technique asked me, do I know the cover athlete? I don't officially know the cover athlete, no. I have a good idea who the cover athlete is, but I don't officially know the cover athlete. I think all of y'all pretty much know who the cover athlete is going to be. I mentioned earlier in the show that there's some definite guys and girls there, right? Some definites, some lifers. With the roster situation all in flux, nobody's going to be on that cover who is not guaranteed to be a part of this organization for at least the entire release time span of this game. So you think about that, and you ought to have a good idea what to expect in regards to the cover. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk Madden. They got a new mode, y'all. And it's probably not available yet, but it's coming today. I am like really tripping. I think it's a very good idea. For anybody that didn't know, it's called Campus Legends. And it's built into the Superstar KO mode. And what it essentially is alumni college teams. So, excuse me, I've seen Florida State, LSU, Oklahoma, Oregon, Clemson, Florida, Miami, Hurricanes. That's all I've seen so far. And, it's not obviously current day college players. It's NFL players, or I don't even think it's retired NFL players, unless you consider Tim Tebow retired. That's a whole nother conversation. But those schools are represented, and you can play with them in Superstar KO. I don't know what the format is exactly. I don't know if there's some special wrinkles, but there are videos and images that have been out there. And so I'm interested. I'm interested, very interested. I think the timing is quite interesting as well, because Madden has been taking a beating with some people. Not with me, because my game didn't crash. If my game was crashing, it probably would be getting a beating with me, but it has not. So I do think it's interesting to bring this out right now amidst some of the issues that were going on, because they were like literally having, PlayStation and Microsoft were like giving refunds for the game. And when that starts happening, that's a serious deal. People don't like to give people their money back. They don't like to do that. So that when that starts going down, and it's a problem, right? So this Campus Legends things obviously was planned already. So it's not like they threw this together to try to compensate for something, because plans don't work like that. Companies can't put stuff this size together that quickly. So this was one of the things that I'm sure they had planned, because they're trying to function as a live service for real, with new content updates, new modes, and all this different kind of stuff throughout the entire year. And I like it. I do. I really like it. I don't know. I understand it being Superstar KO, but I kind of wish that just like the teams were available offline for usage too. And maybe you could play online with it. It'd be kind of cool if you could do that outside of Superstar KO. But Superstar KO is not so non-sim that it's like if you just wanted to play that kind of game, you couldn't. So it's kind of cool. I wonder also if they're going to incorporate them into like the regular ultimate team concept. I don't know. But it's really cool seeing next gen rendered college uniforms. That is really cool. And we all know this. My favorite college team is Miami Hurricanes. I also really like I used to like the Michigan Wolverines quite a bit, but the Canes and the Miami Hurricanes is pretty much my team all the time. But this is to whet the appetite for the return of college football games, which we all know is coming shortly at some point. My prediction was originally July 2023 for the return of the game, but them putting this out has me wondering if it's going to be July of 2022. And also with the ruling that allows college players to be paid for their likenesses, which just happened like a month ago, that's got me wondering too. And then we also posted a video on Operation Sports about how there's technology now that EA has that will allow them to seamlessly take the likeness of a college football player to put into their game. So my thought is, at the beginning of the game, when they do the virtual introductions and the guys stand in front of the camera and they say their name, whatever year they're in, it's mostly in the NFL, you see it, and they do the introduction. If you're doing that and you're getting scanned for the game at the same time, that would be a way to transfer that data without having to set up rigs and travel and come to facilities, especially now with the pandemic going on. There's a lot of people who need to be coming up with technology that allows them to do whatever it is they want to do without being there, right? So I feel like that's tech that was born from that sort of a thing. So that would be dope. Yeah, Bobby Bowden for sure. Rest in peace. I think it might be locked behind Superstar KO Killmonger. I'm not sure. I can't say that for sure, but I think it might be. Bulletproof said, I wonder if they plan on fixing the bug where franchise causing wins to be losses and the zero stats glitch at the scoreboard. They got a lot of stuff to fix that I saw. I haven't seen that in my franchise. I think that stuff is only happening in multiplayer franchises online, which still sucks, of course. But of course, and when you're reviewing a game, you don't get a chance to check a multiplayer franchise mode online. There's just no way. Not enough people have the game yet for you to check that function. So that kind of a feature usually gets ignored, or not. I wouldn't say ignored. Usually gets missed in a review. And that's one thing you should know as fans of gaming and people who are going to read reviews. Massive online modes are hardly ever going to be included in a review because there's just not enough people online when the game comes out. That's why some publications wait months or a month or so before they do their review. The only problem with that is most people who wanted to buy the game have already bought it at that point. So you just don't have as much of a demand for the piece. But yeah, I haven't seen that in offline franchise at all. And I've played through about 3 of them, starting and stopping, and I haven't seen that. So I don't know if it's exclusive to Xbox because I play on PlayStation 5. So I don't know. But I haven't personally seen that. But yeah, that's a very interesting. The Campus Legends is pretty cool. And I really I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I want to test it out. I don't know if it's something that will hold my attention, because if it's locked behind Superstar KO and there's nothing else really that I can do with it besides that, I'll play it a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to lock me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to really lock me in like that. All right. So speaking of franchise and all that, I want to let you guys know I've been having a hard time like getting to any content that isn't a part of this stream. But I'm trying to get past that. This is a busy time, though, because the real NFL season is starting. So my New England Patriot duties are kicking in. The NBA offseason is just slowing down now. So I'm just starting to get some time back from covering the Chicago Bulls. But, of course, right about now is when the sports video game, business is picking up. So, of course, I'm having to be there as well. So it's a really busy time. So when I told y'all the hardest working man in sports and gaming, I'm telling you, I meant it for sure, because it's really it's out here right now, right? So, but I do want to do a franchise mode that I'm going to post, and I'm just grand when it comes to doing these ideas. I always do them kind of big, right? It's just the way I do, right? So, I've been working on doing this Bears franchise mode series, and it's not. I don't want to do it the same way people usually do franchise mode series. So I got a certain idea with some from a presentation standpoint. So I got to work with my editors to see. It's really only one of them that'll be doing it. Junior. This will be more on Junior's plate. To see if we can bring it to life the way I want to. And then he just started school back, so I gotta think about that. And he still goes to basketball training, and then basketball season to be starting. So I don't know. I want to do it the way I'm envisioning, but I we gotta wait. We gotta wait to see. But that is a plan. I just want y'all to know that on the Madden channel, you probably won't see it here, but you'll see it on my Madden channel. It's Madden. It's Mazique Speaks Madden. So if you haven't yet looked at that channel, subscribe. Please go ahead and do that. But that is my plan for a Chicago Bears franchise series. I am debating if I'm going to start Justin Fields on week 1 because I want to create the whole experience of having him have to take over for Andy Dalton. So I don't know. Maybe we'll start him from week 1. I'm not sure. All right. So hopefully this won't take long. But I've already started working on this. It's a bring them back roster for Madden. Now, we are late in this already, guys. We're pretty late. So I had some more stuff that I was going to do, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to save that for another stream. But I want to get whoever's the remaining people here. I want y'all to give me some help on this now. I know y'all might not know football as well as you may know basketball, but maybe you do. But help me with the bring them back roster I really think this is a cool concept. So y'all let me know what you think. But as far as the Bears, I'm a Bears fan. I'm a huge Bears fan. And so I know this team inside out. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I love Walter Payton. Walter Payton's like my favorite player, from when I was a kid. But the Bears don't need a running back as much as they need everything else. I mean, as much as they need an offensive line. An offensive tackle is what the Bears need the most. And for me, the best offensive lineman in Bears history is a guy who just went into the Hall of Fame. Is Jimbo Covert. I might be going a little bit outside of people's range when I say that, but he's the guy for the Bears for me. So I'm gonna take liberties and say that it was him. All right, now for the Packers, now they already have Aaron Rodgers. Okay, yeah, Mike Dick is one of them, but I think they already got Cole Kmet and Jimmy Graham and Jesper Horsted. I think they good at tight end. Offensive line, we are in trouble. That's the reason why a lot of people don't want Justin Fields to play. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that we definitely check out Bulletproof's channel for sure. I mean, I'm interested in hearing what he talks about because he comes on here and likes to create problems with me. But the Green Bay Packers, they gotta, but they need another receiver, right? I think they need another receiver with Devontae. And so I don't know. No, they don't need Favre. They got Aaron Rodgers. They don't need Favre. I think they need a wide receiver. They need a wide receiver. So it's a couple. You got Bennett, you got Jordy Nelson, Sterling Sharp, Donald Driver. I don't know. I mean, I think Sterling Sharp. Now that's Shannon's brother. I don't know if y'all know that, but Sterling Sharp was a dog, but he had a neck injury. But he was a dog. I mean, Sterling Sharp was. I think Shannon would tell you that Sterling was better than him. Sterling was better than him, but he got hurt, and he was a dog though. But the Vikings, I honestly, I don't know. I think I would probably go with Dante Culpepper. I think it would take Dante Culpepper because Kirk Cousins ain't it, y'all. He ain't it. He is not it. Now, Detroit, they need a lot of stuff, but is it Megatron or is it Barry Sanders? Antonio Freeman's a guy for sure. But is it in Detroit? Is it Megatron or is it Barry Sanders? They both Hall of Famers. No, I ain't do the coach yet, but we already know who the coach is. Moot. You already know. You already know it's Peyton. You already know it's Peyton. You already know it's Peyton. We got the Eagle. Yeah, it's probably Calvin Johnson, right? All right. So now the Dallas Cowboys. They got a quarterback. They got a running back. You could say Michael Irvin. But then if you go on the defense, because we haven't given anybody any defense yet. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna get him Deion Sanders. We're gonna go Deion. Put Deion in the secondary. He said start back over Dak. We're gonna go with Dak. Now the Giants, Lawrence Taylor, no question. No question. They need pass rush for sure. Lorenzo Carter's their best pass rusher right now. But I'm thinking that with Washington, now they have a quarterback problem right now for sure, because Ryan Fitzpatrick is gonna start. So I feel like we are looking at Doug Williams or Joe Theismann, and I think Doug Williams. I would take Doug Williams over Joe Theismann. RG3, it would have been if he hadn't got hurt. I think it would have been. Now the Eagles got Jalen Hurts. We'll see what that is. So I won't say that they sat there. But what would the Eagles be like if oh no. I'm sorry, y'all. I love all those guys, but it's Reggie White. It's Reggie White. Because a lot of people know Reggie White, especially if you're younger, you know him from the Packers. But he was actually his best with the Eagles. That Mark Rypien, not Mark Rypien. No, Mark Rypien wouldn't be the guy. He wouldn't be the guy. All right, the 49ers. They got a couple little things happening he said Deshaun Jackson with the Eagles. Yeah, but you know what? They got some speed at the wideout right now. I don't think that's a thing for them right now. Who are we missing? I don't know. The Niners, I guess the Niners is you still have to say Montana, right? Because they got a good defense. But actually, no, honestly, I would take Steve Young. Honestly, I like Steve Young more than Joe Montana. I always have. I like him a little bit more. All right, the Falcons. Are we taking Vic over Matt Ryan? I'm taking Vic. We talking about Madden too? I'm taking Vic. The Carolina Panthers, we definitely taking prime Cam Newton. And the Saints, it's really Drew Brees, right? But I guess it's prime Drew Brees and not the one from last year. So it's prime Drew Brees. Arizona, I think it's prime Larry Fitzgerald, because last year's Larry Fitzgerald a little compromised. Y'all know how it is. Getting a little old up there. So let's see. 9, 10, we got 11, 12. That's 13. Who did I miss? I missed somebody in the NFC East. I didn't. Then the Rams. The Rams got a whip though. So Rams, the Rams are hurting at running back right now too. They just traded for Sony Michel for the Patriots because they getting ravaged at running back. So you could say Marshall Faulk. I think it's got to be Marshall Faulk because they got Stafford and they got the best defense in maybe in the NFL. So they had the best defense in the NFL last year. So I would say you got to go with them. So who we got in the West? We got the 49ers, Arizona, the Rams. Who's the other team in the NFC West? Why am I blanking on the other team in the NFC West? Torrey Holt. The other team in the NFC West. Oh, the Seahawks. Oh, man, how did I blank on the Seahawks? Blanked on the Seahawks. Oh, and I blanked on the Bucks, too. Can't do that. They did kind of just like win the Super Bowl, right? Even though we hated that happened. I did. Tom Brady's great, but I'm not. I don't root for Tom Brady. Even though we already know he's going back to the Patriots, right? All right, I'm filling in the rest of the teams. Trying to see how far I could go off the top of my head before I had to look at the list. Colts, which we already know it's going to be Peyton. The Jaguars. I think it's going to be like Mark Brunell. Will it be Mark Brunell? Because they got the young boy now. They got Trevor. Raider. And the Chargers are the last one. All right. The Seahawks. Who are we going with? The Seahawks. Prime Richard Sherman? Marshawn? I don't know, man. I feel like Prime Richard Sherman. I got one Lynch, one Sherman. I think Prime Richard Sherman. I think that helps them right now more than Marshawn. The Bucks. On that team right now. Man, they already got a good defense. So I was thinking Derek Brooks. They already got a good defense. Warren Sapp. Put Warren Sapp next to he taking Demacon Sue's spot, I think, honestly. Warren Sapp, man. That might be the one. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know how Warren Sapp used to take over. I mean, but because they didn't have a bunch of I think Warren Sapp. I almost said my boy Vincent Jackson, the late Vincent Jackson, who just passed away. Vincent Jackson on the other side of Mike Evans. They would have slow wide receivers, but you can go up there and get it. Let's see, Buffalo. OJ Simpson. No. If quiet is kept, though, it might be OJ. I ain't even tripping, y'all. It might be OJ. I mean, Thurman Thomas was pretty great too, but I'm trying to tell you, it might be no, but I know it's Bruce Smith. It's Bruce Smith. Samari Rolle for the Titans. Okay. The Dolphins is Dan Marino. It's Dan Marino because Tua is struggling. The Patriots, it is Tom Brady. You can stop hating. I would have been the main one hating, but we can't be. You can't. Come on, you got to be real with it. Jim Kelly is not taking Josh Allen's spot though. He ain't taking Josh Allen's spot. The Jets. Oh boy, it ain't been a lot of good there. Ain't it? It's been a long time since it was some good. The Jets. I'm telling you, though, quiet as kept, though, the OJ thing is serious for real. But I am gonna go with Bruce Smith, but because Bruce, defensively, I think is where they would need them. Scott Norwood. Oh no, not Scott Norwood. Not missing the field goal in the Super Bowl. Nick Mangold with the Jets. That's interesting. They need their offensive man. If you put Nick Mangold, a dominant Nick Mangold, next to Mekhi Becton, that offensive line is nasty up front. I'm talking about they filthy. But for that same thing, you could also, oh my God, why isn't his name? Why am I losing his name? He just went to the Hall of Fame. Oh my God. What's the center's name for the Jets? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. This is gonna bother me if I can't get his name right. Oh man. I see his face and I can't get his name. I see his face. And he actually didn't spend all of his career with the Jets. Oh man, I cannot. What is this man's name? Oh man. Oh man. Curtis Martin is one I thought about, but that's not. Oh man, what is the? Y'all know who I'm talking about? Ah, I'm gonna make me look up all pro centers, multiple time all pro. Oh man, as soon as I see it, I'm gonna be like, yes, wrong. Kevin Mawai. That's who I was talking about. Kevin Mawai. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But I like the Nick Mangold thing, though. The Nick Mangold thing is interesting. But honestly, I think Kevin Mawai might have played in more Pro Bowls than Nick Mangold. But I don't know how many of them he played in with the Jets. Oh, no, he played in a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight with the Jets. He just went into the Hall of Fame in 2019. If Nick Mangold didn't play, but Darrelle Revis is definitely a thing too. And Nick Mangold played in 7 Pro Bowls, y'all. I'm gonna go with Nick Mangold. Nick Mangold's a dog. He's not going to the Hall of Fame either. He played in 7 Pro Bowls, and he's only 37. Like he could probably still play. I think I'm going Mango. All right, the Ravens. Is it Ray Lewis, right? I mean, I know they got a good defense still, but it's Ray Lewis. It's Ray Lewis. You know what, Marcus Moore? I think you're right about the Titans, though. The Bengals. The Bengals have Joe Burrow, so I'm not gonna mess with them about a quarterback. The Bengals. Yeah, it's probably Chad Ochocinco, right? I think it's Ochocinco. I think that would be the guy. Okay, the Browns. Jim Brown. Oh, but they already got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. They don't need him. They don't need Jim Brown. That's pretty crazy, right? They don't need Jim Brown. You know what I'm gonna give them? I'm gonna give them Clay Matthews Sr. Y'all didn't know about that. Clay Matthews' daddy played for the Browns. He played for Bill Belichick when Belichick was the head coach of the Browns. And he said Otto Graham over Baker. It's interesting. Otto Graham definitely more accomplished. But I think they need defense. I'm gonna go with Clay Matthews. You could also went with Courtney Brown, who'd been on the other side of Myles Garrett. But the Steelers. That's interesting. The Steelers is interesting. Is it Bradshaw? Is it Lynn Swan? Is it Franco Harris? It's got to be somebody on the defense, though, right? Oh, Anthony Munoz. No, you right, Paulie. You right. No, it's Anthony Munoz. No, it's Munoz. No, I'm sorry, Anthony Munoz. It definitely should have been you from the beginning. Polly Pockets knows some football, man. Polly Pockets knows some football. Polly Pockets knows some football, baby. That's what I'm talking about. He popping names in my head that I'm forgetting about. It's definitely Munoz. Now the Steelers, is it Palomalu? You could make, yeah. Or is it like somebody like Jack Lambert? Maybe they need a middle linebacker. Or is it Mean Joe Green? Move inside and outside, left and right. Oh, Mean Joe Green on the same defensive line with TJ Watt, or the same pass rush in front as TJ Watt. That's nasty. But I like Palomalu, though. I like putting Palomalu out there. Yeah, I like Mean Joe Green. I was thinking Mean Joe Green, but I think Palomalu, because they have a pass rush already. You put a playmaker like Palomalu, who is a presence in both the secondary and against the and pass and against the run. I like him. All right, the Texans. Ooh, it ain't really been a lot going. Oh, it's JJ Watt. Just bring back prime JJ Watt. That's or is it DeAndre Hopkins? I don't know. I think we bring back a prime JJ Watt. All right, we got the Colts as Peyton. The Jaguars, I think Maurice Jones-Drew, but they actually do have a pretty good running back already now, but or is it Keenan McCardale or Jimmy? You know what? Honestly, though, I think it's either Keenan. I think it's either Jimmy Smith, Tim Tebow. I think it's either Mel Blount. I think it's either Jimmy Smith. It could be Fred Taylor. Arian Foster Arian Foster would be the Texans. I'd rather have a prime JJ Watt than Arian Foster, honestly. I think I'd rather have a prime JJ Watt. But you are right, though. Offensive, I still think I'd have a prime JJ Watt. The Jaguars, though, I don't know. I think Jimmy Smith might be the one. Honestly, I think it's Jimmy Smith. The Titans, somebody said it earlier. Marcus Moore said Javon Kearse. And I think it is Javon Kearse or Curse. I don't know. I never remembered how to say it. But I think it's Javon Kearse. Now, you could obviously say Steve McNair. And I think Steve McNair is better than Ryan Tannehill. I mean, you could say Eddie George, but Eddie George, I don't think is better than Derek. You could say CJ2K, but I mean, I wouldn't say I would have him over him. But Javon Kearse, they don't have a pass rusher like that. Not the Freak. They don't have anybody like the Freak. And I think that would help that because offensively, they're okay. Offensively, with Tannehill and Derrick Henry and Julio Jones and AJ, they're good. I think that is while their most fun players might be offensive players, the guy who they could help them the most would be Javon Kearse. All right, the Broncos. I definitely think that's John Elway. Drew Lock? No. I think it's John Elway. The Chiefs, they already got Patrick Mahomes. They already got a nasty offense. I would think Derek Thomas. Or is there an offensive lineman? They might need that. But Derek Thomas, because they could have Will Shields. Will Shields was one of the best guards of his time. Derek Thomas, absolutely rest in peace. Man, that hurt me. I remember that. I was young when that happened, but I think it's probably Derek Thomas. It's Derek Thomas or Will Shields. If you ask Patrick Mahomes, he'd probably say Will Shields, somebody to protect him. But I'm gonna say Derek Thomas. Cortland Finnegan, wow. Get on. Oh, Andre Johnson. We forgot about Andre Johnson with the Texans. You say Cortland Finnegan, I think about Andre Johnson punching him all in his face. Yo, Terrell Davis was my guy for sure, but yeah, I think they need Elway more. Okay, the Raiders. Josh Jacobs is good, so I can't say Marcus Allen, but Bo Jackson would be really exciting. That would be nice. That would be nice. Tim Brown. Tim Brown might be a thing. Dante Hall would be fun. Tim Brown might be a thing. Dante Hall would be with the Chiefs, of course, but Tim Brown would be pretty interesting. Give him a nice offense, but I think they need defense. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't even think about. I forgot about Andre Johnson for a second there. Raiders on defense. Howie Long. Let's go Howie Long. Let's go Howie. Chris Long's dad. Kyle Long's dad. And Chargers. Last one. It's LT. It's LaDainian. They got a nice little running back, but it's not LT. All right. So we set it up. So this is the first time ever that I am actually cutting this stream short. I had actually 4 more segments, but my eyes were bigger than my stomach for this particular stream. This was fun. It really was. And I am actually going to make these rosters. Because bringing back rosters are not a ton of work. Oh, yeah, Junior Seau definitely would have been a thought. Bringing back rosters are not a ton of work. It's fun thinking about them, but it's going to be really cool, I think, simulating the season just to kind of see what happens with it. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But I really do appreciate you guys coming through, staying with me. 50 of y'all still in here right now. I appreciate every last one of you. That's all I got for you today. God bless and peace.